Hey baby blossoms and titans, what's going on today, guys? What's going on? Honey, my throat chakra is really and truly open on today, and I'm gonna give you a little lessons or a couple of lessons or a couple of videos today, because my throat chakra, I'm working on it and it is open today, so I'm here for it. Today we're talking about the characteristics of New Orleans voodoo, hoodoo, folk work, tricks, magic. That's what we're talking about today. If you are already into the walk of hoodoo or voodoo, this video might be just a knowledge check. But other than that, this video is more towards the newbies in the craft, whom I call my baby blossoms. This is to help you guys to understand more of the techniques and a lot of the things or characteristics that are done in hoodoo or voodoo. Okay, y'all, let me turn my light on. Turn it down just a tad. There we go. There we go, guys. So, just to vibe out with y'all just a little bit, if you want to grab a pen and a piece of paper or something to write some of these gems down before I get started. But today has been a very great day, guys. I say that because we got up earlier today, me and my husband, and we went to the park. Now the sun beat our ass back home. We're gonna try to do it about a little around sunset. I'm most definitely not a sun or solar witch at all. I'm more of a lunar, stars a gazing, nighttime feel type of witch. That sun beat my ass. Do you hear me? It's about 90 something degrees today. But I tried it. I took my umbrella, but I got in a couple of amazing videos of the flight of the duck. I got videos on my tree spirit that I introduced you guys to. Go back and check that video out. It was absolutely great today. Absolutely great. I vibe on outside energy. I love it when the when the trees are just right and the temperature is just right. That's my judge, outside. But let's get into the characteristics of that good old hoodoo, voodoo magic, okay? I have my notes down here. If you see me looking down, work with me. I have not memorized all these things. It just helps me to guide you on the information that I'm giving you, okay? So, guys, I gotta have some water, honey. My throat chakra is so open that I have to have some water near me. But there are a lot of traditions that we do know and that we understand, right? Coming from our grandparents, our ancestors. It's still some traditions to this day that I still vibe with. Of course, I know you guys probably do the same thing. My back is itching so bad, guys. Something may have bit me. Okay, but one thing that I do know from ancestrals, things that came down from my grandmother, like don't sweep her feet, or don't sweep from the front to the back, you sweep from the back to the front, stuff like that, right? That's all characteristics brought down from your ancestors. So talking about voodoo, hoodoo, or any kind of African practices such as crossing, uncrossing, using spiritual baths and washes, laying tricks, creating Gregory bags, crossroads magic, and foot track magic. That's what we're talking about on today. Listen, my back, like something. There we go. I'm about to call my husband to come scratch my back, y'all. There we go. Make it work. So let's start off with crossing and uncrossing. This is going to be a full pack video, guys. It might take me just a little bit to get through all of the different parts and characteristics of voodoo, but we ain't got nothing but time today until 7 o'clock. Grab this, y'all. Till 7 o'clock when me and my husband go back to the park. All right, so again, let's go back to crossing and uncrossing work. Okay, so crossing and uncrossing, simply put, crossing refers to spiritual works that cause harm or bad luck, okay, where uncrossing refers to works that reverse the work that is done to you. Okay, that's the difference between crossing and uncrossing. Now, there is a number of products that are used to aid you in putting an end to a cross condition, particularly when used in conjunction with one or more of the Psalms in the Bible. Okay, example, some products such as uncrossing crystals, oils, sachet powders, incenses, sometimes they work chalk, are believed to be effective when used in conjunction with the 37th Psalm. Okay, so the word cross is virtually synonymous with the words hexing, jinxing, cursing. So that is what cross means. So those are the two differences between crossing and uncrossing. Now we're going to jump to foot track magic. Now, foot track magic is self-explanatory, but sometimes you can't take the words of work as you know it. You have to read and tell. Like all the oils that people use, is the words necessarily don't mean the intent. Okay, so if you don't know the meaning of something, please go look it up. Now let's talk about foot track magic. Foot track magic involves what we do as throwing powders and gree bags in the path of a targeted person. And that will mean that that individual will suffer unusual problems and a streak of bad luck after they have walked on the tract or the powder or the gree in the path of the gree bag. So that's what that means. Now, the belief is that the toxic properties of the powder or the gree will be absorbed through the foots and the poison to the individual, the target. Bad luck is a poison. That's we're not talking about poison like real life poison unless you're doing death magic, but I'm talking about bad luck, adding difficulty to their life, strife, that type of thing. And so they may have ailments such as back problems. They could have difficulty walking. They could get difficulty concentrating. And some of the complaints of those who have been victimized with that type of work, with powders and gree bags, they complain of health, failing health. So if you're that type of spiritual walker, foot track magic is great. So foot tracks can also be used for other purposes as well, such as keeping a lover from wandering off. So it's not always necessarily left-handed work, but it can be used in domination work as well. These are two methods of foot track magic. All right, so this I'm gonna give you two methods of foot track magic: the direct method and the sympathetic method. The direct method is when the powder or other substances is thrown on the ground or in the path of the target, or a bottle is buried and the person's foot actually touches or walks over it as it's buried in the ground. Some folks take care and throw down the mess in an X pattern. So when you throw it, you're gonna cross it, okay? I was always told you just throw it where you know the person is going to walk. I do cross work if I'm gonna do that type of work. I don't usually do that type of low energy work, but listen, I'm not a Wiccan. I'm not partial to left-handed work. I will do it if need be. But I'm also not going to waste my energy on petty things either. But the second method involves capturing the person's footprint by gathering the dirt from actual footprint of the target, or by taking an old sock or a shoe and doctoring it with some other powder, that person's shoe, that target's shoe. So you can do it that way as well. You work on their feet and it works its way up. All right. Next, we're going to talk about floor washes. Floor washes, I sell an amazing stock. I have an amazing stock of bath and floor washes, i.e. they are manufactured. I did not make these, but I sell these a lot to a lot of my Hoodoo and customers. They buy them a lot, a lot. I'm looking down here now, especially Prosperity. They buy a lot of Black Protection. They buy a lot of St. Michael, Van. I have all the Orishas. And I would say Domination, as well as some of the saints, like High John the Conqueror is a good selling one, and King Solomon. Hummingbird is a great seller. And I also have rosemary and as well as garlic. Garlic bath and floor wash is used to remove any type of negative entity in your home. It's a cleansing. It smells just like garlic. I like powerful. So I sell a lot of floor washes. Now let's talk about floor washes. Floor washes are used to remove negativity from the home or business, or to bring in good fortune, increase the number of customers to you, attract a loved one. There are a lot of intentions to use bath and floor washes. Now I'm gonna tell you this: if you go to my store and you purchase a bath and floor wash, how to use it is so simple. When you receive it, if you want to use it for a bath wash, you're going to put about 4 to 6 capfuls of the wash into your bath, and then add the rest of your herbs, whatever you're going to do. You don't pour the whole bottle at all. Next, one other way to use it is if you are doing a floor wash, you're going to add probably about a quarter of the bottle to your hot water and whatever else type of herbs you're going to put in there to cleanse and remove. You're going to use it to mop the floors. You can use it to wipe down your walls, whatever. But that is how you would use the bath and floor washes that I have in stock. All right. Now, let's talk about Florida water. It is also commonly used as a floor wash. Most people on the walk use Florida water for a cleansing as well, but you can use it as a floor wash too, okay? Now, a ritual floor washing typically starts at the back of your home or whatever the premises is, and ends up at the front doorstep, okay? The top floor, if you have stairs in your home or in your business, the top floor is washed from the ceiling to the floor, and this is repeated on each floor. Yes, wipe the ceilings. Get a ladder. If you want to cleanse it, let's cleanse the whole thing. Just get a ladder. Extra time is spent scrubbing the doorway. I scrub my doorway and my door to my home every Sunday. I'm gonna wipe it down, cleanse it, okay? Faithfully, I do that. And I wipe my counters and probably every Sunday. For best results, the floors, the corners of the rooms, your closets, your doorsteps, your walls, your fabrics, your furnitures are all washed. Now the leftover water is thrown out of the front door in the direction of the east, if possible. In the old days in New Orleans, they used to Shangri-La, which is urine, and especially the urine of a child was frequently used as an ingredient in a floor wash, as was red brick dust. They would mix it into the floor wash. Urine, Shangri-La. Floor wash smells absolutely amazing, depending on the one that you purchase, but I don't know about adding no urine to it. I'm a little, I don't know about that. All right, let's go. Now, I'm gonna give you one of my secrets. You could put a cross on someone, on a person or the target by filling an old shoe of theirs with red pepper and placing the shoe with red pepper under their house, if you can do it. That puts in that cross and set the intention and cross them. Just something I just gave you, okay? Okay, let's go on. Baby blossoms, you do not try that. That's no left-handed work for y'all until we get y'all up to, where you need to be. We ain't doing that. That won't for y'all. All right, so let's talk about laying tricks. Laying tricks is another reference to throwing of special herbs. It's a reference to throwing of powders. It's a reference in placing a gree-gree bag where the intended target will touch it, usually by walking on or over it, okay? It is also referring to concealing or disposing, laying tricks. It is also referring to the concealing or disposing of magical objects by strategically placing the ingredients in certain places in order to fix the trick or seal the deal. That's another one. For example, let me give you guys an example of this. For example, if you want to keep your partner faithful, keep them faithful. If you wanted to, if you had to do that, no, I am the spell. But let's get back to it. If you want to keep your partner faithful, you could take a pair of your lover's dirty underwear, dirty, I said, worn, tie them in a knot, and bury them in your backyard. Okay? If it is an enemy work, then bury the work in the person's yard or under their doorstep or porch or somewhere else they are inclined to walk. Okay? Now, if it's money, if it's a money spell, you could bury or somewhere else, you could bury in the yard of a bank, a financial institution, or if you get away with it, in the yard of like a treasury mint. If you are a gambler, you could bury the trick, in a potted plant. Now, I showed you guys how to do a wealth spell with your potted plant the other day. Go check it out. You can do that. Or in the yard of a casino, if you live near any casinos or anything like that. If you follow this train of thought, the same can be done for court case spells in the courtyard, for blessings in the churchyard, school success in the schoolyard, and you get the picture, right? So relate it to the work, if you can do that. Now, the following that I'm gonna give you are just some frequent places for laying tricks. Buried in a building structure, like bank construction sites are good for attracting money. Courthouse sites are good for keeping the law away. Hospitals and doctors' offices are good for healing, right? Churches are good for protection. Placed in a chimney. Now, when you place it in a chimney, that is to bless the home. Ashe, thank you. Thank you for the purchase. Placed in a chimney to bless a home. A trick can be laid inside a chimney. Okay? So you will set a blessing trick and you'll lay it inside of the home to bless and protect the home. Okay? Next would be, hold on guys. Let me fix this problem. My iPad be tripping, honey. Tripping. You be tripping. All right. So I talked about placing in a chimney. Next is buried in a garden or potted plant. When you want to attract love, when you want to attract luck, when you want to attract fertility or success, bury a trick in a garden. In spring and summertime, or in a potted plant anytime. Now, if you use a potted plant, one thing that is very, very, it will make your spell go awry and reverse the intent, such as prosperity, is if you do not keep your plant, all the dead leaves off your plant. You have to take care of your plants if you do this spell, because it may cause a reverse in what you're trying to do. Put my leg up. Next is a trick to work against someone else can be also put in a plant in the person's garden or in their yard at their place of residence. Okay? If you want it to work against them. You can also bury, another way to employ a trick is buried in the earth in the home yard. So to ground, that's called grounding a trick. And to keep it working, you're going to bury it in your home yard. Plant good luck works in your own yard, under your porch, or beneath the front steps for fixing blessings, love drawing, money drawing, and protection. If you want to plant a bad luck trick in someone else's yard, you could do the same thing to them to put a hex or a cross on them. Again, baby blossoms, you are not doing no left-handed work as of yet. Please not. Got to get you up to it. All right? You can also place tricks under carpets or rugs, and this is a reflection of modern hoodoo. When you don't have a yard to work with, the same principle can be employed by placing a trick under someone's rug or their carpets, if possible. Bury under the enemy's doorstep or porch. We talked about that. That's to hinks or jinx the enemy. Placed in someone's food or drink. This method is typically in domination spells, controlling spells, to keep a mate faithful, or enemy works too. Add some semen or some menstrual blood in your lover's food or drink to keep them bound to you. Now that work is a very powerful work. If you ain't ready for the consequences, don't do that type of work with blood and semen. Just saying. But if you about that life and you want them bound to you for eternity, then do that work. If you feel like that's what you want to do, you know. Okay. All right. You can also throw into fire. That's what I do a lot of my work. I throw my work into a burning fire. And to neutralize a jinx, jinx towards you. You're going to burn it in a fire and spread the ashes around a tree. For example, to cause harm to your enemy. Burn a bad wish written on petition paper in a fire and spread the ashes around their doorstep or their front porch. You can also do prayers and well wishes for someone in the same fashion. It's just the intent. You can burn a special prayer in a fire and scatter the ashes near the home for special blessings. It's a great way. Placing clothing, you can dispose at a crossroads. Now, I did a video, a 34-second video that received some negative hype, which I didn't really appreciate, because you know, I ain't going there. But the crossroads energy is so energetic. When I move, me and my husband, we're planning on buying a house next year. Not planning, we are. I don't plan, I do. Let me rephrase that, because I'm setting the energy of attainment. So our house next year, I personally, the one that we're going to choose, I want to be at a crossroads. Because I do work a lot of the times for a lot of clients and for myself, I need to be able to access crossroads. And where the video that I uploaded the other day was a perfect energy of the crossroads. If you work with any of some of the deities, and I'm going to come back with some videos on different deities and a lot of information on them as well today. Crossroad work is very great. Now let's talk about disposing at the crossroads. That's how you dispose your rituals. Now, to dispose of ritual remains such as candle wax, ashes from your incense, herbs after you burn them, and the like, leave them at a crossroads. Bad luck tricks can also be disposed of in the middle of a crossroads where cars will run over them and destroy them. Tossing coins in the middle of a crossroads is considered good luck. Okay? So if you ever at a crossroads, stop in the middle, stop in the middle and throw you some money out there in the middle of a crossroads for good luck. Do that. If you ever wanted to dispose of any ritual work, go to a crossroads and dispose of it. All right? You can also bury in a cross mark indoors. That's a way. Now, the cross mark is used for fixing spells, harming an enemy, or as part of protection spells as well. Now, the basic method of creating an indoor crossroads is by drawing an X with cornmeal or chalk or egg powder on the floor. And then you're going to fix the spells in the middle of that mark. Okay? Buried in a graveyard. This is deep for me. I don't fool with the dead. I sell graveyard dirt, y'all, for hexing work. Now, I have it sent to me. But for me, as far as going to a graveyard, messing with those graves and the dirt, and then you walk out and you do not cleanse yourself properly, you're going to walk back with a spirit. I don't fool with graveyards and the dead. Unless it's the people that know me and my ancestors. I don't want to bring them back home. I don't fool with that. All right, so ritual objects used in extreme magic, such as graveyard dirt. I sell that on my site. Like, it's for causing serious illness or death, as well as if you bury your trick in a graveyard. That's some left-handed work there. All right, you can also throw in running water. Throwing a spell into running water is best used for wishes and banishing spells. I do this all the time. Banish their ass. I do a banishment ritual for you. It's a lot of times poured down the drain. You can also place in a tree. Trees are believed to absorb negativity and evil, so bad works are often buried at the base of a tree to neutralize them, such as reversal work, that type of thing. It's great to place at the tree. Last but not least, you can place in a bottle, and when you place in a bottle, the bottle is great for making wishes come true. Placing cobalt blue bottles into branches of a tree to make a bottle tree that functions as a talisman, what we call a evil eye remover or evil eye protection spell. Practice is used commonly in the South, but over time the practice seemed to fade away. I remember back when I was younger, going to my grandfather's, it was his grandma's house in the backwoods of South Carolina. She used to have bottles hanging from the tree. I never knew that's what it meant, but now that I am so informed with my craft and have been learning a long time, now I know, oh my God, it was for the evil eye. Okay? Next, we're going to talk about spiritual baths. Spiritual bathing is an ancient practice, is ancient. In Hoodoo, spiritual baths are taken to cleanse yourself of negativity or to bring in good luck. Almost always, when someone goes to a root worker for treatment, a spiritual bath will be part of that treatment. Honey, I am a spiritual guide. If you come to me for a consultation of removal or self-love or bringing in, I'm going to give you a spiritual bath ritual and tell you what herbs to use. I might even send them to you. Okay? With instruction. I sell that now. I'm also creating tea baths right now in order to do spiritual baths. Okay? A person is directed by the conjurer or the guide, who I am, to put special herbs, oils, and other ingredients into the bath water to bring about the desired change. This is often done in conjunction with the recitation of a special psalm in the Bible. Removing negativity requires washing oneself with a downward stroke or pouring the mixture over your head and just thinking about the removal, thinking about the pulling in of the energy. Or you can pour it into your bath water and take a hot spiritual bath in the herbs or in the mixture. Now, the leftover water can be used in other spell work. I do tea baths where I'm going to boil or steep the herbs in a pot for a while, and I'll pour a lot of it in a mason jar, and I'll use some for that spiritual bath, and then when I take another spiritual bath like that. So you can always keep it, the leftover, and you can also use the leftover to do any floor washes or add it to a floor wash as the herb wash. Or you can dispose it at a crossroads, like I talked to you about. Now, last thing that we use frequently in Hoodoo or Voodoo work is magical oils, incense, and sachet powders. It's very prevalent in the work. And has been used for 1,000 years. Now, the belief that plant and animal odors, that's how we're going to say it in the old text, they called it odors, not aromatics, have been what we call a natural and a supernatural effect on human beings. All of them have different effects on a person. Regularly, we use anointing oils, we use hexing oils, we use power oils, we use conditioning oils, incense, and powders as a means of consecrating yourself or your altar things or your altar ritual items or you can use these things to alter the state of your consciousness. The state of your consciousness, right? You can use oils in meditation. You can use oils to cleanse. You can use oils on your hands. You can use oils, mark yourself and use oils on your body for healing. So all of it is for a sound mind in your consciousness. Now, instructions for preparing sacred oils and anointing oils are provided in, if you read the Bible, oils are so prevalent in the Bible. They used oils then. Right? So, the formula of the various hoodoo oils or the ointments or the powders or the tinctures coincide with us today. And that's why a lot of the oils are used. I am a oil witch. I will make an oil. I have an oil list, exclusive oil list for every intent you could possibly think of. Filled with power herbs, oils. Let me show you guys. I sold out of these. I have to make more. But this one here is called Devil Dick. Now, you can tell it's empty because I need to go and purchase some more of my herbs that I put in this oil. But that someone purchased this. This is a new one here that I created yesterday. It has garnet and moonstones. And this is called Master Oil. Okay. All right. I just created this oil yesterday. And Master Oil is used to control a situation. It's going to be used to gain knowledge and mastery of anything. So this is the Master Oil right here. This is the mother jar. And stones, gemstones, moonstone, and garnet crystals are in this oil. And then also, I created this one as well. Shake it up. This one here is my power oil. This is the power oil. You see that? Okay. And this here oil is used to increase your power. Your power in anything. Increase your one's own power. Okay. That's my new power oil that I'm going to be loading to my site. And then, look at that. Look at that. Oh, I wish y'all could see this. The galaxy. I use that to create a galaxy look. To master all. And then I also created, I left it. I don't have it over here, guys. I already put it in my my oil container. So just watch out. You know, guys, I'll come through and let you know all of my new items that I created. Let me get back into this right quick. So the ancient use of oils, powders, and incenses for psychological stimulation, or what we call aphrodisiacs, are either they're not either religious, they can, or spiritual, because you can find them in the Bible as well. So obviously they are a religious working for healing and for magical influences that persist to this day in the application of this thing called hoodoo. And this thing called hoodoo. Okay? So those were a couple of ways or characteristics of the voodoo and hoodoo culture. We talked about crossing and uncrossing. We talked about foot track magic. We talked about floor washes as well as laying tricks and the common ways of how and why you would lay tricks. Okay? So guys, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Again, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share my channel. If you need anything from my online botanica is listed in the bio. It's visionsbyvasori.com. Come through and check me out. As always, I love y'all. Thank you for subscribing to the ones that have. I really, really appreciate it. And many blessings to y'all in abundance. Bye.